This afternoon supposed to be some thunder and some lightning and some very, very frightening. It's going to be boom and bang and woo. Lots of wind, possible hail, and heavy rain. Now, does everybody get that? No. Some people are going to be going, well, that Dixon's just a liar. I got nothing. I know. I got almost nothing yesterday. I got the tiniest bit of rain yesterday at my place. And what did you do? How about you? Yeah?
Where was I yesterday? Yesterday was Thursday.
Last I checked, yes.
Yes. So I didn't see it.
Nothing.
I didn't see any rain.
Of course, it rained at Steve's house. It's raining at Steve's house all the time. It's raining there right now, probably.
Probably, yeah.
No, I
did you
did
get
see
rain?
a little shower.
Did you get rain?
A little bit,
yesterday?
not bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday was not a terrible day. I was. It was just enough to keep me from doing the thing I need to do,
Yeah.
which is go outside and spray the damn weeds in my gravel drive. It has been raining so much
Yeah.
that I have just not had the chance to get out there. Now, understand this. I don't even bother to try to grow anything anymore. I gave up on that some time ago. And one of the reasons for it is if the dogs didn't come bother me at 5 o'clock every day, I'd forget to feed them and they would wither and die, okay? So a plant has a zero chance.
Oh.
Unless it's a plant that can tap me on the shoulder and go, hey, we going to get some water over here or what? I'm like, not going to happen. But there was a time when I practiced. I tried to have a green thumb. I wanted to grow some stuff. And it was in the garden, and it was in, pots and plants, planters and things inside my house. And I could not I water it religiously, use the Miracle Grow and the best soil, and it would just wither and die anyway.
Yeah.
Now compare that to the fact that I have got a mountain of gravel in my driveway designed to keep the growth to a minimum, weeds coming through like nobody's business.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't want it to grow there. It won't stop. The stuff I want to grow, I can't get to do anything. Why does life have to be like this?
Well, because sometimes when you're taking care of it, you might over care for it. So you may water it every day, but it's like maybe just every 3 days.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying because
You're saying I killed it is what you're telling me. This is
well-
what I'm hearing.
well, what I'm saying is
Uh-huh.
I had some tomatoes out that I just bought.
Yeah.
And I hadn't watered them for a few days, and I thought, oh my goodness. But then the rain came.
Uh-huh.
And so I left them out in the rain, and then a little sun came out. So I just let the outside work do its thing, and then they grow like on their own because the weather knows. I mean, I'm sure the plants are like, hey, it's getting a little hot, so let's send up a message, and then it rains, and they get a little water, and then it gets really dry. Like the grass in my yard, it was so dry. I didn't water it. My neighbor has sprinklers.
Yeah.
I don't have sprinklers. It's so dry, and now it's just kind of getting green again.
Oh, yes,
It's still a
fabulously
little
green.
patchy,
It's amazingly green. It's frighteningly green at my place. And it's a mile high as well. And I just had I guess Monday my mowing crew will come back, assuming, of course, that it's not pouring rain, which we're asking a lot. Mr. Bugs is coming by today, mrbuggs.com, Mr. Bugs. They're going to come by. They're going to spray the inside of the house, the outside of the house, probably check on the termite bonding, and handle a small rodent control. I already had the mosquito reduction guy. He came week before last. And now I'm going to have the rest of the service done, which is great. I love these guys. They take such good care of my house. It's the one thing I don't have to worry about, I don't have to worry about whether or not I've got insects, or if I see one, I'm like, they'll be here any minute now. I know how this is. But I don't usually have insects inside the house. Thanks to Mr. Bugs, they lay down that barrier to keep the ones on the outside, and then they kill the ones on the inside. And everything they use is safe for pets and kids, which is great because sometimes I have grandchildren over. Sometimes my pets are here all the time.
Yeah.
Good organization. You should give them a try. Mr. Bugs, mrbuggs.com, 941-6252, 941-6252. Mr. Bugs, MRBUGGS. They know what bugs you. Let's do this, shall we?
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
Well, Iran is claiming that they shot down an American plane, and America has responded with a forceful nuh-uh. And so, look, they lie all the time. They're trying to make themselves look better. They made all kinds of claims about how they got 7 ships through the blockade. And America's like, they didn't get any ships through the blockade. We've got radar. We know where they are. We know what's going on. None of them have gotten through. No planes have been shot down. They've scored nothing. They've done nothing. They're losing this very badly. And we're still awaiting the president's signature and the final approval on this Iran deal, which I've now got a few more details on. How about this?
Oh.
It would open the Strait of Hormuz. It would allow Iran to traverse the strait and get out. We'd end the blockade, and they would be able to go and sell their oil and do whatever it is in a limited way. And then we're going to continue to talk about getting rid of their nuclear weapons, nuclear grade, the stuff that the nuclear dust is what the president calls it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's enriched uranium, but he has trouble saying that, so he
Oh.
calls it the nuclear dust. It's the dust everybody's talking about.
Well, at least
the
you can
dust.
call it nuclear.
Yeah, that's true. Nuclear. Ugh, makes me crazy. But here's the thing. Our troops would stay in place. In other words, we're still going to keep the boats there. We're still going to keep the Air Force there. We're still going to have folks ready to go bomb them at a moment's notice if we choose to. So there's no withdrawal of American troops. But there is apparently some yacht rock coming our way. So I'm excited about that.
That's what we need. In the
Happy to help.
strait. That's all we need, y'all. Go out there, play some music.
So we are waiting to see whether or not that 60-day deal goes through. My point is, when I look at this, why in the world, if they don't have any pressure on them, if we don't keep the pressure on them, then why are they ever going to give up their nuclear ambition? Why are they ever going to give up the nuclear dust? Why are they ever going to give up their enriched uranium? Right now, the whole reason for doing it is that we're keeping the pressure on. We're keeping them from selling their oil. There's always a chance we're going to go back and bomb them again in a minute or two. They just do not want any part of that, which is why you might expect that it would lead toward them giving up their nuclear ambitions. It hasn't happened as of yet, to be sure, but I don't think taking your foot off the gas is going to actually help the situation.
Why don't they say that they've disbanded their nuclear position?
You said nuclear. You're going to make me crazy.
What is the right
Nuclear. Nuclear. There you go. Yes.
And it's not nuclear
Nuclear.
because there's no IE.
No, but it's Nuclear.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't they say, "Hey, we've done away with it. Everything's cool.
Because we can
Let's have a
see-
Coke."
We can tell that they're lying. We have eyes in the sky. We've got,
Okay.
yeah.
So we have to go and clear it out ourselves.
Apparently, we got to go get it.
Okay.
We can't trust them. Although I do like the way you think. I think Iran does too. They're like, okay, here's the deal. We're going to say we just got rid of it.
Yes,
We'll
it's
tell
not
them
here
in
anymore.
the middle of the
For
night
you.
we set fire to it and it's gone. It went bye-bye. We're not going to buy that. CBS fired a 60 Minutes correspondent after she'd been there for 10 years. She claims it's because of this piece of journalism she supposedly did on a jail, the Seacott prison, which is in another country. And she did this entire thing about how, it's such a horrible place, and we're sending these illegal immigrants. They're illegal immigrants who have been convicted of crimes, of course. And CBS said, we don't really see the point in airing this story. And she said, well, I think you need to air this story. And she continued to whine and kvetch about it until they finally said, you know what? I don't think we need you here anymore. Why don't you go? And that was it. Well, look, I think the problem here is that the majority of Americans go, wait, so these were people that were sexually assaulting children? These are people that were killing American citizens? And we put them on a plane and we sent them to this horrible prison in another country? Good. Sounds good to me. I'm fine with it. The idea that Americans are going to get all up in arms over that seems a little, you're pushing it a little bit there, because I think most America would go like, good, you assault a child, on my watch, you should go to a horrible prison and you should spend the rest of your life there.
Yeah, I mean, I always think that prisons need to be a place of reformation, but the severity of the crime may limit that. But definitely want to keep these places in a way where we can kind of rehabilitate some of these issues.
We love to
I'm
talk about
sorry.
rehabilitation in prison. Sometimes the fear of going to a place that's really horrible, like, hell, is what it takes to make people think twice before they commit a crime.
Right.
Or a sin, as the case may be. Jill Biden made a statement the other day that was about as dumb as any human being has ever made, which is she was on a podcast and she said she thought that Joe, during the disastrous debate, was having a stroke.
Oh, gosh. What?
If she really believed that, why wouldn't she go grab him off the stage, throw him in an ambulance, and get him taken to the hospital? But she didn't. She didn't do that, and afterwards she spoke with him as if he was a toddler. Joe, you did so good. You answered every question. And he sat there grinning like an idiot. because he was kind of an idiot at the time. And she claims, well, she was frightened while she was watching this debate, and she'd never seen him behave like that before. Of course, the first thing that happens is journalists get in touch with Biden's inner circle and say, Jill says she'd never seen him behave like that before. Is that true? And they went, oh, no. No, we saw him behave like that a lot.
No, that's terrible. Listen, really, he's had speeches where he hasn't been that bad.
No, that's true.
Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I would rather see someone look into when the decline happened, and then let's circle around that time, and then we'll see, okay, well, maybe his medications were changed or something, or
Maybe
his diet was changed.
He might be 81. It could be that. I think the
No.
reality of the situation here is that he began going downhill probably before he ever even took office. I mean, when you think about back on when he was running for office and he was doing so through Zoom, he was in his basement. Remember, it was 2020, and he was wearing a mask everywhere he went. And, Trump was having huge rallies in front of hundreds of thousands of people and working with no script and doing 2.5, 3-hour speeches. And Biden was reading off a teleprompter to the point where he would be like, pause for applause. You're like, did you really just say that out loud?
But you know what? He doesn't have the personality I think that Trump has. And I'm just
guarantee it.
saying.
But here's the thing.
And so people rely on scripts for that. and
I
that's the
was
problem.
around.
Yeah, but there's a difference between reading off of a teleprompter or a script and being Ron Burgundy off of Anchorman.
Reading everything that's on there. I was around when Joe Biden was a younger man, when he was Senator Joe Biden, and he was a firebrand. And he had no problems with public speaking. That's why I found it funny when people started to go, well, he's got a stutter. I'm like, no, he doesn't. I've been watching this guy since the 80s. He doesn't have a stutter.
Right.
He's old. He's gotten very old, and he just doesn't have
That's the
it
goal.
in him. Yeah, isn't it?
It's to get
I
old,
kind of
but
feel the same way. But
not
at the
to-
same, he had no business being in the presidency, at least for the last 2 years. What they should have done is actually just allowed the nomination process to run out in 2020 like they should have. Instead, Barack Obama and Bill Clinton got on the phone and called all these people, Amy Klobuchar and Cory Booker, and said, listen, you need to drop out and you need to endorse Joe. And they're all like, okay, Mr. President, if
Right.
you say so. And they did. If they had just allowed things to go the way they were going, may have had candidate Bernie Sanders,
Yeah.
may have had candidate Elizabeth Warren. We don't know,
Yeah.
but they were making great headway and they were doing wonderful stuff there. Not saying that I expected them to be wonderful presidents, but because the Democrats can't stop tampering with their own stupid primary, you see what you get. And then later they were like, we're going to throw Joe over, we're going to insert Kamala, and even Democrats were like, this doesn't feel right. Shouldn't we have a say in this? Nope,
Yeah.
you get no say.
Yeah, they had some good candidates, but everyone I think did want to get behind kind of one person.
Yeah, the person who had all the money, which was Kamala. Hey, let's talk about HHM Roofing and Construction. Ryan has been a home builder. I mean, he's been in the construction business for a long, long time. They also build decks. I don't want to get into that. I want to talk about their great roofing because here's the thing. They are all about transparency. They are all about education, making sure you know what's going on with your roof. I lived in a house once in Highland Park, and I went up in the attic, and I could see that at no point did anybody put rolled roofing on. It was basically shingles directly over the wood. Now, that is a dishonest roofer. That is somebody who is not being straight with you. They probably said they were doing a great job, and then they just went up there and they half-assed it, and they charged whoever owned the house at the time full price. Horrible, absolutely wrong. Not going to happen with Ryan, not going to happen with HHM Roofing and Construction. 5-star reviews across all platforms because of their core values, and they are so great at what they do. They do residential roofing, they do commercial roofing, they do roofing replacement, they do installation, inspections, maintenance, repairs, emergency services, you name it. I'm going to give you their phone number. It's 396 7077, okay? 396 7077, 396 7077. You can also find them online at hhmroofs.com, hhmroofs, ROOFS, roofs.com. Check them out there and find out about the next roofer that you will be using. There's the yacht rock that invaded the news a minute ago. Give me the night. Give it to me.
I wanted to follow through on the promise.
George Benson, right? Yeah. Love it. George Benson was a huge soft jazz rock influence in the 1970s and 80s. His version of On Broadway, kind of the gold standard, despite the fact that it was a remake of a much, much older song. 724 with Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Here's something scary. First off, Zoran Mamdani, the mayor of New York City, wants to open 5 city-run grocery stores. And he says he's going to do it to try to make food more affordable for the average New Yorkite, New Yorkian, New Yorkie, New Yorkster, New York citizen.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I
Sure.
don't ever see a lot of grocery stores, but okay.
Well,
Most of them are bodegas, aren't
When
they?
I'm
yeah,
there,
there's a lot of bodegas, a lot of bodegas.
bagel shops.
Yeah.
Well, just one I went to.
He said this is going to cost about first one's going to cost $30 million.
Uh-huh.
Now, this is a problem because opening a private grocery store should run around $3 million. It's going to be 10 times as much.
Yeah, in New York City, you might consider doubling the normal amount that it would cost because of property.
This is actually what
But
it would
still,
cost
6 to 8 million, maybe?
Not 30, that's for sure.
Not 30.
But now it turns out that the East Harlem site that was selected for the store was approved for a $25 million upgrade years ago, back in 2017, still sits vacant and run down, which brings the total projected cost of the city-run grocery store to roughly $55 million.
Oh, congratulations.
Now, they set aside $50 million to build 5 of these. One of them is going to cost $55. Welcome to government-run grocery stores. That's basically how it works. According to the New York City Economic Development Corporation, that $25 million was supposed to provide La Maqueta with a playground, dog park, outdoor seating, and transform the building into a market offering the local community fresh produce, grocery items, prepared foods, and public seating in a food hall environment. It remains unclear what happened to that $25 million, as La Marqueta currently has none of the features outlined in the 2017 plan. It's also unclear why Mayor Mamdani failed to mention that the city's $30 million price tag for the city-run grocery store came on top of the already allocated $25 million. Got a number of problems here. First off, you're going to spend $30 million of taxpayers' money for something that should cost less than a third of that. So you're going to make everybody pay to put this so-called grocery store in that is going to be city-run. Then you say, well, we're going to charge less for food there. Well, that's great. That's great. In other words, it is a city-subsidized grocery store, right? So if rutabagas, because everyone loves rutabagas, if rutabagas are $5 at a regular grocery store, at this store they're going to be $3, and the government will be picking up the other $2
Okay.
of that tab. Okay, what is to keep everybody from just going to this store and buying the $3 rutabagas and not bothering to go to any of the other stores because now they're saving $2 on rutabaga, which everybody loves.
Now they can have a rutabaga stand.
Yeah.
And they can sell all of the.
Turn around and sell them for more. They'll be like, I'm going to grab these at $3 and go sell them for $4 somewhere else, still undercutting the competition and making $1 a piece. This is fantastic.
Well, maybe there's some type of limit. Maybe there is these things, but hopefully it will work out. But we do need to figure out where all this money is going. I don't see how those New Yorkers are letting all this money go all over the place.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much government. That's city government right there. One of the reasons why this thing is going to cost $30 million is rather than just hiring a company to build you a store, they are going to go out, they have to do DEI, and they have to make sure that they have the right number of people, and the right number, they've got to be the right LGBTQ people, and the right number of black people, right brown people, and they have to have, and it's not really a question of whether or not those are the best people to do the job. It's just a question of making sure that you have all the diversity that you're supposed to have.
Back in my day, DEI, if it was a thing, I feel like I was never a DEI hire. I don't think you were one either, but I don't think I was one because I always felt really qualified, and I felt like they just liked me, and that's why I got hired. Now, when I do see kind of special people at the grocery stores bagging, not special, disability.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing, I feel like that's more DEI. I don't really look at races as DEI. That might be something the company gets credit for, whatever. But when I think of DEI, I think of like disabled people who may bag your groceries or something like that. So if they're doing that, then okay.
Yeah.
But
I actually did get hired as a DEI hire. I was
Here we go.
I was the jerk. I was the, and they can't fire me. Can't fire me because I'm the jerk. They're like, hey, we need to get rid of
We
that
need
guy.
a
He's like, well,
jerk.
no, he's the jerk. We can't let
we
go
need
of
a
him.
sweetheart.
That's right. You're gonna have somebody good,
And we
Yeah,
need
they-
a Steve.
somebody to offset that.
But yeah.
Reminds me of my first barbecue team I put together for stoking the fire out at Sloss Furnace. I built the entire concept around an 80s horror movie.
That is hilarious.
I said, we got to have a black guy.
Wait.
We got to have a gorgeous girl, and we have to have other girl. We need the brainiac. We need
Yeah.
the, fearless leader. We need the super Christian guy. Worked out great. I was shocked to find that this was a cover. I really thought that George Harrison wrote this, but no. This was a cover of a song from the 50s that he did on his Cloud 9 album. Had some other great songs on there as well. And then, of course, branched off into the Traveling Wilburys. The Traveling Wilburys.
Sure. Thank you, Elmer Fudd.
Easier for me to say. Stacey Nichols in for the vacationing Valerie Vining, who was off celebrating her sister's birthday today. That's nice that she has the opportunity to do that. I'm going to be gone in September celebrating my brother's birthday. He turns the big 7-0. Oh. And he and I are very close date-wise. I mean, we're 7 years apart in age, but our birthdays are just a couple of days apart. So we always used to celebrate them together as kids because my parents were cheap, and they're like one cake. There we go. And so I thought it'd be fun if we went back and did that again.
the same thing.
Yeah. Go back and celebrate just like we did when we were, 7 and
14.
3. He was 7. I was 3. Or 7 and 14. That would also work. He was 14. I was 7. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He doesn't live back in Minnesota, does he?
No, he lives in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
This is how my brother's mind works. Are you ready for this? He retires from teaching.
Sure.
He was an English literature major, actually had a doctorate in it. I didn't even know that was possible. Goes off and teaches at this, was a college, an all-girls Catholic college. And they then reward him for his great efforts by making him the dean of STEM, which has nothing to do with English literature. Like what?
No.
They basically took him out of that element and put him on the other side of the spectrum.
Science, technology, engineering, and math.
Yeah.
There ain't no literature in there.
No, but he's also great at that stuff, so he did a good job being the dean of STEM for several years, and then he finally retired. And when he retired, he sat down and did a bunch of, he's being ex-military. He's been all over the world. He's traveled everywhere. He's lived in a bunch of different places. He was at West Point 3 different times, once when he went there and 2 different times, once when he taught and once when he was getting his, I don't remember if it was his doctorate or master's he was getting there. But he's been to various Army bases all over the world and all over the country. And so he said, I don't really have a home. There's really not a place that I have to live. So he did the research and found out where is the best place to retire dollar-wise? Where am I going to make my money go the farthest in a beautiful place with a nice house that's not going to break the bank? And it turns out that place is High Point, North Carolina. So he moved there.
Yep. I mean, the Carolinas
Wow,
are
brilliant.
always on the list of nice places to
yeah,
live.
yeah. North Carolina is one of my favorite states in the
I love
Union.
North
It's
Carolina, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but I think I might have gone just across the border in South Carolina. Most things are a little cheaper there.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. He did the research. I'm going to back him up on this. And I could go there. I could go Arkansas. Arkansas is another beautiful state that I could live in. I mean, I've
That
traveled
makes one of you.
Is that where Phoenix
extensively
is?
through there. Phoenix is in Arizona.
Dag, I knew
Yeah.
it was an A.
So
okay,
close.
Arkansas.
You're right there. Yeah. Right there on the edge.
Yeah.
We're going to give Stacy a little geography quiz later.
No. What?
He's already fearing it.
Mm-mm. But right now, we're going to take a look at store-bought donuts. Store-bought donuts.
Store what?
Store-bought donuts.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not really a big fan of donuts, store-bought or otherwise. I think that the calorie count,
Not worth it.
the flavor doesn't justify the calorie count,
Yeah.
is what I'm trying to say. You
No.
know, there are things out there that are absolutely delicious, that are fantastic, that are worth every calorie. I mean, you give me a Chicago-style deep dish pizza, I'm not counting the calories. I'm just going to go after it,
Hey, yeah,
But a donut, I just look at it and I go, not worth it, man.
not worth it.
Even the store-bought kind.
But there are donut shops, while we're on donuts,
Mhm.
like Heavenly Donuts,
Mhm.
right? People that kind of specialize in them.
Yeah.
Even though not all specialty restaurant donut shops are good,
Mm-hmm.
but places like Heavenly Donuts are pretty good. Still not really worth, the 5 miles that it'll take to get that off. But that's all.
If you're eating a donut while you're running the 5 miles, you're really in trouble. You got to
Yeah,
run 10
I had a
miles.
coworker who used to say, "Oh, we go for a run, but it's to like a bar," and so I thought, okay,
Yeah,
They're
I
just
like,
carb loading.
I
That's
like
all.
the way they think.
yeah,
That's my kind of coworker.
yeah.
All right, coming in dead last at number 12, Snack Planet Mini Donuts.
Never heard of them.
Never heard of them, but they're cinnamon. They're little tiny donuts. They got the cinnamon sugar coating on them. I'm looking at them. I'm like, they look dense and doughy. Okay. At number 11, the Little Debbie mini donut, and these are the chocolate-covered ones.
Oh,
Mhm.
wait a second.
Kind of a cake donut with a chocolate covering. I'm not averse
Okay.
to that.
I'm surprised the frosted ones didn't
Yeah.
succeed that one.
I feel like I could eat one mini donut and be okay with it. The problem is you eat one mini donut, you want another one
Sure,
immediately,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, don't waste your
Next
time.
thing you know, you're up to 3 mini donuts, which is just one regular donut.
That's my wife's favorite travel food is those little itty bitty ones that come in the bag. I don't think they're Little Debbie though. That might be Hostess.
There are several Hostess donuts.
that one's it.
these
yeah.
are the powdered
That's
sugar
the one
ones.
that
Yeah.
my
Yes.
wife loves.
Mhm.
But she doesn't like the powdered sugar ones. She likes the frosted ones.
The frosted ones are delicious. That's kind of the only donut that I find interesting. Number 10, Hostess mini donuts. Coming in at number 9, Aldi Bake Shop mini donuts. These come in a little plastic clamshell container.
I didn't know Aldi did that.
Aldi does.
All right then.
Aldi does all kinds of stuff you don't know about
That's
until you
probably true.
actually go investigate. A lot of times when I'm there, I'll have my list and I'll go get the stuff that I want, but then I'll go and I'll examine like the bread section. I found stuff in the bread section the other day. I was like, I had no idea this was here because I've never been looking for it before.
Well, okay.
Now I know it's there. I might go back and get it. I don't know.
Yeah.
The fruits and veggies, the cookies, the crackers, the deli section. Fascinating stuff over there at Aldi. Let's see. Entenmann's Donuts. I do enjoy an Entenmann product. I can't say that I love their donuts, but I like their cookies, and I've had their cake. Their little Entenmann's like coffee cake.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty good. Pretty
I'm
good.
not familiar with that.
Not familiar with it? This is very New Yorky.
They
Favorite?
usually are on their own little table somewhere. Generally, I think I remember like the dairy section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they generally keep them over there stashed in their
Which
own
of course
little-
makes you look at it and go, you know what I'm going to need with this? Milk.
milk, preferably chocolate milk. Favorite day bakery donuts?
Never heard of that.
Neither have I, but you know what I like about them? They look like the old donuts that I keep raving about from the mill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they kind of look like those, like they're handmade and messy and gorgeous.
Nothing
Coming
wrong
in
with that at all.
at number 6, Kroger Bakery Fresh Donuts. These may as well be Krispy Kreme because they're just glazed donuts,
Oh, okay.
but not as good, I imagine, because I think Krispy Kreme is higher up the list. Tasty Cake Mini Donuts.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
Those are, once again, in the bag. They've got the powdered sugar ones. Frost Bites, they call them. At number 4, Nichols, Stacy Nichols, Donut Fair
No, you had
glazed
your own donut line
twists.
there, girl.
Mhm.
Working on it.
Very impressive. Nichols Donut Fair glazed twists. Number 3, Katz frozen gluten-free donuts. Really? No gluten?
Mm,
No thanks.
Yeah.
whatever.
I think gluten is what makes them delicious. We're going to have
Absolutely.
to say no on that. Number 2, Krispy Kreme donuts.
There you go.
There you
Yeah.
go. We're getting somewhere.
I like the sour cream ones. You know, I can do that.
Sure, yeah.
But I
Just a regular donut.
I'll
not
still
gonna do
only
it for
eat
you.
half a donut and leave the rest of it. I'm still like, I can't do this. I'm going to set that there. You guys can have the other half. And last but not least, or coming in at number 1, Trader Joe's glazed sour cream donuts. I've noticed something when it comes to these, especially when it comes to Tasting Table. This is Megan Hageman who came up with this list, by the way.
There's a name.
I've noticed that number 1 is always either organic or like a Whole Foods 365
Mm-hmm.
or like Annie's, the organic Annie thing.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, something
love
like
that. Or it's Trader Joe's.
Yeah, they love Trader Joe's.
How come it's never like super cholesterol donuts? You know, it's never.
That was at number 2.
That's true. Krispy Kreme. But come on, let's face it. We all know that the more garbage that you have in these things, the better they taste, the more
Absolutely.
disgusting they are.
Yeah, that's where the
the
taste
more
comes from.
Donut.
The more butter that's in there, the more glaze that you have on it, the better a donut you're creating.
What about Dunkin' Donuts? I'm so surprised.
Well,
Well-
Dunkin' sells in a store, though.
Yeah, actually, there's
Oh,
being
okay.
store-bought donuts, yes, because you can buy a box of Krispy Kreme at the store, but you can't buy a box of Dunkin' Donuts at the store. You could, I think, back in the day, but they stopped doing it because they were like, we can't ensure quality control here.
At Dunkin'?
Well, what happened is that the boxes of donuts would leave the store, they'd go off to whatever, they'd leave Dunkin' Donuts, they'd go to the store where they're going to be, and they'd sit on a shelf in the back room for 3 days, and then they'd bring them out, and you'd be like, these are the stalest donuts I've ever had. And
Yeah.
Dunkin's like, well, they left the store fresh. You guys had to sell them that day, and
The
if you
gas station kind in
Yeah.
the little case?
didn't, yeah,
always look so good, but I'm always so skeptical because
too.
they're just sitting there by the door and maybe there's a
How
fly
long have they
in,
been
maybe
there?
maybe there's not. But they always look so good and bready.
They give you that wax paper that you can use to take it.
Yeah.
Or the tongs. They've got a little tongs. You're
Yeah,
put it in
but
a
you're
little
sure
glitter
no
bag,
one's
yeah.
using it. Yeah.
I like to open that case and lick every donut in there when they're not looking. That's what I
No.
do.
Good
Yeah.
luck with that.
Yeah. I enjoy it.
But French cruller at Dunkin' is top tier. But they need to perfect it because it can be a little stale.
Steve and I have agreed that, what is it, the Bear Claw, right? We love the Bear Claw.
I like a bear claw. I'm going to go for an apple fritter.
Apple
if I'm going to a donut shop.
Fritter. Oh, God,
Sorry,
love the
going
apple
for the fritter every time.
Love the apple fritter. And if it's a place that has good cinnamon rolls, really gooey ones,
That's a good
and
one.
they're warm,
Yes.
I will talk about the calories being worth it. A good
Thank
cinnamon
you.
roll, calories
Make
are
it
absolutely
worth
worth it.
Yes.
Donuts,
With
Take
some
or
little
leave 'em.
nuts on it.
oh,
Gosh. Yes.
little nuts. That was
Cinnabon.
my nickname in high school.
Oh, sorry.
Granger Thaggard Auction Marketing,
Goodness.
GTauctions.com. These guys are going to help you and explain to you why letting the market set the price on your property is just the right thing to do. Now, you could take a stab at it. Gentleman chatting with Jack Granger the other day said he'd been through a bunch of different listing agents, and every one of them had a different idea of what his property should cost. And he said, it's difficult. It's a very difficult property to price, and I don't know what the details of it were, but I understand the concept of I can't figure out what to charge for this thing. And so letting the market make the decision was the right thing to do. Putting it in front of a bunch of qualified buyers, that's a big deal. No contingencies, that's a big deal. Folks are there with cash in hand, ready to go, no punch lists, and you have an auction, and everybody wants a bidding war on their property, right? I wish I could get into a bidding war on my house. Well, this is exactly what an auction is. It's a bidding war. I want it, I'm going to pay this much. I want it more, I'm going to pay this much more. And then back and forth it goes until you finally top out and you get the best market value for your property. Granger Thaggart Auction Marketing can explain to you how that's done by going to gtauctions.com and setting up an appointment with Jack Granger. It is no obligation for you to chat and find out all the details that you need about your piece of property and how you can best put that thing up for auction and know the date of sale, know the date of closing, have the buyer pay all the closing costs. I mean, there's so many good things about this. gtauctions.com to find out more. gtauctions.com. 751 Dixon Dividing Talk 99.5 Talk 99.5.com. Let's take a look at some of the texts we have received thus far today. We put a gravel lot in at work. Cannot kill the grass growing there. I think the gravel fertilizes it, says Sam. Well, that makes sense. That would explain why I can't get rid of the grass in my gravel either. Ouch. The first requirement for gardening is to check the color of your thumb. Flesh-colored.
Yeah, I think we're all.
White flesh-colored.
Yeah, I mean, mine's not green either,
Yeah.
so don't worry.
Are you good at growing things?
Like I said, I just leave them out.
Okay.
And I use like natural
So
rainwater.
what I hear is God is good at growing things, and you just kind of help. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
Okay.
let Mother Nature do her thing just a little bit and
Last-
Father Time.
Last thing I managed to grow at all that made any sort of difference was some weed. I actually grew a little bit of marijuana in my closet. This was,
What?
35 years ago.
That's
Going
hilarious.
back a long way.
That's 35 years.
35
I can't
years
believe
ago.
it's been around that long.
Marijuana?
Yeah.
You
I
can't believe marijuana's been around
I
for
know
35
it has been, but it's like, wow, it's
But
old.
Let me introduce you to a little movie called Reefer Madness. It was made in the
That predates Richard.
What was that made? 1930s, 40s, something like that? It was a movie that was about the dangers of marijuana. It's in black and white, and none of it makes any sense. I mean, it is hold on, he's looking it up for me now. Reefer Madness was made in?
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Good.
it's our computer. I love it.
Really.
I have the same problem over here.
They don't have to do their hair for work. So when y'all see me on YouTube, just remember
It was
that.
produced in 1936, was released 38 going into 39, so late 1938.
36?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, my grandma probably knows about it.
probably. Reefer Madness? Ask
I
her.
don't think so.
Ask her about it.
Yeah.
She may. It is unintentionally comical because people are getting high and like robbing stores and I'm like, no, that's not. I'm sorry.
Oh.
You smoke enough weed, and I'm not gonna steal your
You're
purse.
not going anywhere.
No, I mean
All
if
you
you
want to
have
do is sit down and veg out and
Yeah.
act like the wall is a television.
if you have a sandwich in your purse, I might take it. Other than that, there's not much chance.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So guys were jumping off of roofs and, you'll never take me alive, copper. Absolutely
Whoa.
insane. Like it was made by somebody who has no idea what marijuana does to you when you smoke it.
Yeah.
So it's really unintentionally hilarious. Weed's been around for a long time, Stacy, long time, much longer than you. Bob says that grocery store may work in a civilized area. It won't work in an uncivilized area. They should just serve food out of the dumpster. Wow.
What?
Well, look, it's true. We're seeing businesses that have to close. Brandon Johnson is losing his mind because there's a couple of Walgreens that are closing up in a very, very violent part of Chicago. The reason that they're closing, first, they had to lock everything up behind little glass doors, little plastic doors. So you have to have an employee follow you around
I hate
and
that.
unlock everything because the theft was getting so crazy they couldn't
Yeah.
make a living, And then the employees were like, we're afraid to walk out to our cars. They began closing before dark because they were like, nobody wants to walk to their car.
Yeah.
And then people were starting to notice that, they couldn't even do that because their catalytic converter was being stolen in the middle of the day. And finally, Walgreens is like, you know what? Never mind. This is why we can't have nice things. We're closing these stores,
Wow.
and you guys just won't have drugstores in your neighborhood anymore.
Yeah.
And Brandon Johnson's like, how dare you? We should force them to stay open. You're like,
Is that the mayor?
You don't understand free enterprise at all. Yeah.
Okay.
Mayor Brandon Johnson, who blames Walgreens for closing, doesn't blame the people in the neighborhood
No.
for forcing the issue.
And I don't know what Chicago's got going on. I don't know if that used to be the mob capital. I don't know if it's because it's cold or what. But, we've seen a trend in crimes going down. Us young professionals have been working very hard to get everything back on track.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still having to kind of check in on Chicago. At least I am.
Chicago's
and
a
it's not
terrible-
trending the way I'd like to see it.
No.
And I'm
The LA is the other one that's
Disappointed.
having a problem with it. Interestingly, New York is better than it had been for the past, let's say, better than it was pre-pandemic, okay? But it's still not as good as it could be.
LA.
New York City.
New York.
LA is terrible. LA is a disaster. I mean, all of their policies are going in the exact wrong direction. And you're right, Chicago is terrible as well. But last year, was the lowest murder rate in the United States since they started keeping track. In terms of murders per 100,000,
Yeah, I looked that up.
the lowest murder rate in the United States. I mean, that's an absolutely
It's historical.
historically. But imagine if you could get Chicago under control. Imagine if you could get L.A. under control. You would have, or Birmingham for that matter.
Well, hey, we're one of the ones trending in the right way,
doing better.
doing a little better.
I find that the
Got
best
a little work.
best way to make sure that you really slow down the murder rate in Birmingham is have an election year for Woodfin. Suddenly, the murder rate starts to matter. It's amazing how quickly you start paying attention to things
What do you
like
mean
that
an election?
when you're running for office. I mean, the year before
Oh.
election year, 156 murders. That was like a new record. The year of the election, it was like, all right, guys, maybe we should start rounding these people up.
Well, I thought that too. I was like, but anyways, it's trending the right way. We don't want anyone to lie about these reports.
Yeah, I agree.
We obviously want the
Doesn't
truth.
help.
So long as it's true that everything's going fine. I mean, if you have to use Woodfin or if they have to do whatever they have to do, whatever. Just make sure our stuff looks good. And yeah, I'm gonna be working with Brandon Johnson a little bit. See
All right.
what we need to
You
do.
let me know how that works out for you.
I will.
Dr. McReady says, oh no, she is the DEI hire. Did nobody tell her? And the funny thing about
Don't
this is, no is spelled K-N-O-W. Oh no.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
no. Okay.
You might be the DEI hire there, Delmer. Just saying. Sean says, have you ever taken a job where they already had the jerk in place and you end up despising each other because you're typically the jerk at places you've been employed? Me too. However, sometimes you find a new best friend.
Either you're going to clash or get along great.
Uh-huh. Entman's Crumb Donuts are an experience all their own, says Hazmat Jim. Speaking of donuts, Tasty Cake, mini chocolate, immediately chased with a vinegar and salt chip, says Brian.
Vinegar and salt chip after a donut.
I can see that. I can see the sweet and the savory,
Sweet and savory,
right?
okay.
So
Which
boom,
one is
boom.
it?
He says Tasty Cake chocolate,
Mini chocolate.
the mini chocolate, followed by a vinegar and salt chip.
Ooh.
Okay.
Interessante.
Never really liked the vinegar and salt chips, but I could see how that works. Justin says, Donut Hole in Destin or Gibson's in Memphis are the best donuts. Donut Joe's in Pelham is always good as well. We were talking store-bought.
Oh, that did used
Oh,
to
yeah.
be good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Those are specific donut shops.
Fultondale Bakery, best donuts in town. Where is that?
I'm going to guess Fultondale.
Oh, thanks. That helps a lot.
I hear Duck's
Trying to help.
Donuts in Chattanooga's good. But another shop.
What's it called?
Ducks.
Ducks? I'll have to look that up.
Yes.
Highway Patrol is set up on the east side of 78, just coming into Jasper, Alabama, just before the intersection with Highway 69, and they're passing out speeding rewards, says Dixter. Thanks for that heads up.
And now we know.
Steppenwolf, don't step on the grass. Sam, I don't know what you're talking about.
that a song?
Help me. Somebody help me.
Got a weird crowd today.
The crowd is stranger than usual, Stacy. You have no idea. No idea. I think it's you. I think you're the one who's causing
Hey.
this problem. 8 o'clock with Jason.
no.
Talking 9-5. It's Stacy Nichols in for the vacationing Valerie Vining, and we love her.
Hello.
Yes. And your hair looks wonderful. What are you talking about? It's all braided and it's like
Well, yeah.
Kizzy from Gone with the Wind.